How's it? Hey Moose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel.
Back off.
Back off. I'm just hoping everything still works there. Okay, that works. Okay. Yeah. It is Aloha All, Friday, January 31st. Friday, the 31st of January. It's Aloha Friday, the last Friday of the month. I just wanted to emphasize, it used to be the last Friday of the month. It's Aloha Friday instead of like everything's Aloha Friday. Okay, yeah, it is January 31st. The planets are still lining up if you want to check that out. The kind of stars, you gotta check it out. Use one of those star chart things like I had to, and it's like, yeah, I can see them. It's still year of the wood snake celebration. It goes into February. That's why you got Chinese New Year in February. It goes on for like, a little while. It's Lunar New Year. It's let's turn this on. A little procrastinating too. I'm hesitating.
Stop.
Let's say to get it's the plane crash thing. I mean, there's so much stuff going on in the news with Trump in his, what is it, like the 11th day? This is his 11th day in office, and look how much, what the heck went on with his freezing of spending money, which kind of just, and then puts it back on, and then and then the tariff thing. We had 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada, so it's off to the tariff wars. And they already had that battle going on with, I don't know, Colombia over whether the immigrants, and he's got a deportation concentration camp in Guantanamo Bay. There's just so much stuff, like what the heck? And a lot of government employees can be, hey, you want to quit? Just resign, we'll give you bonuses. Don't trust this. The guy doesn't pay his lawyers, the guy doesn't pay his workers. Okay, so let's go to the plane crash. So, of course, first off, condolences. There's 67 people that have died via this aircraft tragedy incident crash, and there was 64 on the commercial plane, so it's not a very large plane, and Black Hawk Army helicopter. So it's like on a training mission. So that's the thing there. Yeah, condolences. I wouldn't want to be involved in anything like. My dad was in federal aviation, and so sometimes he would say something about these things. When they do these investigations, I mean, they take a long time, and they really just, so the investigations aren't just like, oh yeah, we checked it out, we're done, like the news. I mean, they're just on it, down to pieces. So there's that. But the main thing about that tragedy is that it's being leveraged. The tragedy itself is being leveraged to Trump's policy making, unpopular policy making of not having DEI hirees in federal government. He doesn't want a lot of people in federal government, and he wants to take a lot of people out of federal government to put his yes people in, his sycophants, his sir, yes sir, I'll do anything you say, sir. Oh boy. He's already done that with the cabinet choices, and now the confirmation hearing is like going, oh gosh. And I don't believe a word they say too. So, they're saying all kinds of stuff under these cabinet choices. They have all these questions. Oh no, I'll never do that. They're lying, backtracking, 180, doing all that. And it doesn't matter because if they get picked, they're going to do whatever Trump tells them to do anyways. It doesn't matter. I mean, they did that with Roe versus Wade, with Supreme Court justices. They do the same thing with Supreme Court justices. And, oh, we'll never touch Roe versus Wade. Are you kidding? It's been there for 50 years. It's a tradition. And that's like one of the first things they just whack down. So I just don't trust these things. They're lying under oath. Patel, he's like, oh, you had the January 6th choir. He orchestrated the song, the people in prison for January 6th rioting formed a singing group, like God Bless America, or whatever, some America song, and they recorded it, and Patel is the one putting it out there, he's gonna make a lot of money, and he's bragging on podcasts, and in the questioning, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, I never did that. And the same thing with, is RFK Jr. anti-vax. Oh, I could be vaccination, some, but not all. What you're talking about? It's all that. So, that being said, blah blah. Trump, if his policy making is just insane. What the heck is this? Hey, goosebumps thing. So the thing is, they're wiping out people to stuff people in the federal government, and they're doing it with the FAA. So the tower, for one, and Reagan, whatever airport, Washington D.C., the tower, which it's like an air traffic control, is like the traffic cop. Okay, stop. Okay, you go first. Okay, and make a left hand. Oh, go a little lower, a little higher. And I've been inside, they had one, and they stack them, and then they have the radars, beep beep beep, and all the flights.
Only for you.
And they have to deal with all the aircraft in the air, and they have to they don't crash into each other, like what is talking about here. And so they're understaffed, way understaffed, unusually understaffed because of the Trump
Nobody knows
weeding out already. So it's already because of the Trump policy that they're understaffed. But the mechanics of that was a little like this. The helicopter and the airplane are flying at certain altitudes, and it's all low altitude stuff, which is so the 200 feet, right? 200 feet is the highest the helicopter should be doing. Shouldn't be over 200 feet.
Dana.
The airplane's at 400 feet, and the helicopter at 200 feet. Supposed to be. But they're training mission, and they're using night goggles, and I don't know, I've noticed a lot of military training missions. It's the new guy in the giant plane going, alright, look what this can do. A little bit of that going on. There's a lot of wrecks and crashes, and they're not usually with a commercial airline. Matter of fact, airplane crashes are very rare in America because the FAA is really that good. It's really hard to do job and high pressure, and they're good at it. There's rare are these crashes. So, wow, what happened? It's all about that low level flying. And so the night scopes that the helicopter pilots had, they're using night scopes, and they have like about a 40-degree vision, so they have to be turning like all over the place, like that, with the night vision goggle stuff. So, yeah,
over here.
They got both black boxes from the airplane. So and there was no evasive maneuvers like, oh, watch out, turn one way, turn. They just went like that. So the helicopter was just high and hit, and probably human error. So they're probably flying too high, and part of the night vision goggle stuff. So I mean, it's just usually a number of factors.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds
commercial
right,
airlines.
boys.
It's a small plane, so you don't see much. That's at night too. So But unfortunate tragedy. But Trump's gonna make it all about let's fire all the FAA people. Let's fire people who are responsible. See, that's what happens when you hire DEI. It's a DEI. Anyways, Hawaii's got news too. That's the BS, and that's Hawaii's got news. See, we had a big, huge rainstorm, and it went away. See, look. Ooh. Okay. This is ripped through this. I don't know what the heck. This is not working here. See? Why is that? Look. Oh, there was rain and it was wet and well, it was like the wind, but mostly over here it's the flooding. Flooding goes down. There's power outages, which happened over here a couple of times. It went out. My sister and my mom. Actually, my mom was like, but my sister, she's healing with her knee.
Gosh.
Wow, flight disruptions and stuff, and then there's our Hawaii's Gabbard is going up for. She said she doesn't have any love for dictators, and I don't know if I can't say that Snowden was a traitor, but she had a lot of connections with Russians before, so when she was in Syria. She's a problem. All these people. Okay, so let's go. Sports. Basketball. There's basketball. Oh, what happened? What the fuck? There's basketball and the Wahine the women's basketball is kicking butt. And there's not much except for some football. Eagles mixed important tackle.
How do you feel?
Flexed after making important tackle. Fixed. How do I feel? Stupid right now. Okay, what's this? Oh, it's back in the day. Back in the day? Oh, relax back in 1956. You just kind of go down to the giant cave and look inside and go, that's really creepy. What lives is this? Loch Ness? This is December 1st, too, so Waikanaeloa Wet Cave is a must-see attraction in Kauai's North Shore within Haena State Park. Oh, it's a cave. It's wet if you get inside. Okay, that's nice.
Alice.
Oh.
Down.
Oh, look, there's political cartoon. Washington, D.C. radar. Too many on the radar. Too many. There's too many things going on the radar. And illusion to the thing. So, what do we got here?
Run now.
Empty homes. More. Rioters. Leverage. Is this pro-Trump? Let's try it out. Check it out.
Despite tactics, some of Trump's agenda is sound.
So much for DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. We didn't elect the first woman of color for president, nor the first woman, for that matter. But we did elect the first orange billionaire president. That's even a tinier minority. Huh. Likely things will be not a disaster. Sure, Donald Trump has a major personality and character flaws, you think? But the agenda he ran on is pretty normal. Tax cuts for fragile economy, border security in a time of two very dangerous wars, and threatening tariffs to get foreign economic cooperation. And probably the wildest of his policies won't get through Congress because there are even Republicans who won't side with Democrats on some issues. And the media will match him like with a drone with laser vision. So all you celebrities who fled to foreign lands, you can come home now. Leighton Lou Miliani. Well, gee, thank you, Leighton, for that letter to the editor. That's very optimistic of you. Like, what the heck? You celebrities can come home? Oh, they went to Canada? Everything. Republicans who won't side with Democrats? Wait. It's a Republican majority in House and Senate. There's a Republican majority on the Supreme Court. I can't believe I can say there's a majority on the Supreme Court. His tax cuts are for the billionaire class kind of thing, not for the average working class. And yeah, he's gonna thin out the federal government workers, and just like there's plenty to worry about. It's just Trump. See, that's what do they say? That's the devil's greatest trick, to make you think you don't exist. Trump's going, we should be one of the more religious and speaking, but he's got it all down. I think the majority of stuff he wants to do, he's already got done in place. But will it all stick? Anyways, it's Friday. It's Aloha Friday. And time to go outside because it stopped raining. Okay, yay! Did you hear my thunder? My thunder. I record thunder. Okay, aloha now. Bye.
Aloha.